you all for joining. We had a little bit of technical difficulties, and we're here, so that's all that matters. My name is Anuschka Alborzian. I am an empowerment health coach and energy healer.
And I'm Dr. Rachael Meir, a clinical and health psychologist and health and wellness coach.
And we are continuing doing these healthy living tips that are great for the body. As you can see behind me, body's a big piece of our health. Today we want to talk to you about omegas and vitamins, and what are they and why do we need the supplements for them?
Yes, absolutely. And it's something that I hear regularly, that people say, I don't want to supplement, I don't want to have to take extra pills. I get all nutrition, what I need from the food that I eat. And I used to be that way, and I absolutely would try to eat all of the right foods and the different greens and the fruits, and make shakes with flaxseed and chia, and do whatever necessary. But what I have learned and studied and been educated on is that unfortunately today's food supply is completely bankrupt of the nutrition that our bodies need to function optimally, and supplementation has become critical for many, many reasons: physical health, mental well-being, emotional stability, just energy, better sleep, less stress. And unfortunately, when you look at studies that compare what we used to get in, say, an apple or a bowl of spinach 50 years ago, is significantly less than it is today. And so unless you're going to eat 9 apples or 43 bowls of spinach, which is what the studies are showing,
and that's like even, and that was a comparison of like 10, 15 years ago. So who knows what it is now? That study, right? That study was done at least 10 years ago. Yeah. So, and when you look at that, you're like, whoa, because that, so at this point, the whole overcropping, which I think a lot of people aren't as aware of, is what's causing this. Hence also a lot of diseases, autoimmune, that I feel like are way more, I feel like there's so much more autoimmune now than there ever has been. Or maybe
diabetes, a whole host of conditions that have to do, right, like you said, with the way that we process our food. Our soil is depleted. We pick things pre-ripened. They go across country transport in these massive vehicles. They sit on a grocery store shelf for several days before you actually buy it. It sits at home. Then you might microwave it, do something that by the end of the day, there's no nutritional value. And so you might be eating an apple, but for all intents and purposes, it could be a piece of cardboard. It's not doing anything for your body. And hence, why both of us, as of now coming up on 7 years, have been very, very diligent about ensuring that we get nutritional insurance by taking vitamins. Omega is a huge part of those, in addition to many others, and then continuing to eat a clean, good, whole foods diet, because that is still beneficial. It's just necessary but not sufficient.
Totally. Yeah, and I was going to grab the pack. I didn't. I wanted to actually show it, to be like, look at this. It's such an easy way to do it. And just to get a little bit more on the details of that, because again, for me, convenience is huge. And just to go into omega-3s, and I know there's omega-3s, 6, 9s, there's all the different fatty acids that our body needs, and it's really crucial for the human cell membranes, right? And so you were saying that we need at least 2 servings of fish a week or something, right? Like that, right?
Your daily requirement of omega-3 specifically, because there is an imbalance in the food that we do eat and we ingest in the standard American diet. There's often more 6 and 9s than we do need compared to the amount of 3s. So especially focusing on increasing omega-3s, which comes from things like fatty fish, the recommendation is at least 2 servings a week, if not more. And the majority of Americans really aren't getting those needs met, or eating other things where you can get that source of omega-3. And so personally, and given that it impacts so many different areas of your health, like heart health and your mental health, it helps with weight reduction, it helps decrease liver fat, it helps with brain development, fighting inflammation, preventing dementia, preventing asthma.
Blood pressure.
The list goes on and on. What was that?
Reduce blood pressure even. I don't know if you mentioned that.
So
one.
all the benefits I'd much rather supplement, make sure that I'm getting the minimum requirement necessary to function optimally and to prevent these things. And then anything above and beyond is extra.
Absolutely. And then similarly with vitamins and minerals, right? One of the main reasons we have cravings is because our body is missing nutrients. And I actually have this chart that tells me if I'm, for instance, I used to crave chocolate all the time. And I still love chocolate, don't get me wrong. And it's not from a place of craving. It's just like, oh, that sounds like maybe here and there I'm craving it. But before I was craving it daily. And then come to find out magnesium was low, right? And there's, for salty food, for instance, that has a list of different minerals that are low, right? And so when you do have the amount of nutrients and minerals that your body needs, you actually don't have cravings like that.
Right. It's crazy what happens. And your brain isn't constantly on the go looking for that next meal or the sweets or the hamburger or the something that's going to give you that salt or sweet or something that the body is deficient, right? Because the brain is full and satisfied. And that pack, I was actually looking to see if I think I threw it away for today too, because I do my AMs, but they are so convenient because I used to be that person that once I learned you were supposed to supplement, I had 12 or 15 different pill bottles every single morning, having to remember to take them, swallow and then, you know, if you forgot, you already left for the day, then they're all back home, so you missed your morning dose, and it was just, I would throw more away than I would actually ingest. And so I'm Isagenix, and they literally put them in this, you know, little cellophane pack that's this big. I can throw them in my purse, and I can throw them in the car, and they're always available, except right now when we need to talk about them.
I know. I was really
in the places that I would normally take them to make sure that we get the whole vitamin D3, CoQ10, resveratrol, you know, complete multi-essential, just healthy dose of vitamins, omegas, absolutely, and vitamin K, I think is the other one that I'm missing.
And then, I mean, on top of it, what I also love is the whole Isagenesis piece, where that's specific more so to Isagenix, and that it's a telomere support, which, to get into more details around that, we have DNA in our body, which everybody knows that. Telomeres are pretty much the end pieces of the DNA that start to not generate as quickly as we age. And so what these amazing Isagenesis, what it does, it helps regenerate them quicker. And so it's almost like a facelift in a box because of that, right?
It does. It absolutely. It slows down or reverses the aging process, and it's really giving your body a lot of oxidative support, a lot of antioxidants to support oxidative stress and reduce oxidative stress. And what happens is over time, all of those things wear and tear on the body, and you age. You get the sagging skin, the poor night vision, brain fog, a lot of things that happen as we age, and Isagenesis is really helping, like you said, to repair those telomeres and lengthen them so that we reverse the aging process. It's a facelift in a box. We get clearer mentally, stronger brain health, all kinds of different things that make an impact to live our longest best life optimally.
And I saw a comment here on Facebook from Robin Johnson, who says that he's like, you should take citrus and orange juice. It contains vitamin C, which gives immunity. And totally agree about vitamin C. Now, the thing with me personally is I'm very careful about my sugar intake. So I may have orange juice or grapefruit juice if I juice it myself, but I won't have too much of it because there's also a lot of sugar in that. So that's something I actually am. Yes, that's what they say, like orange juice, it's all about immune system, right? And yes, you probably would boost your vitamin C, but there's also sugar in there. So you also want to be careful and cautious of that. At least I am. I don't like to have too much sugar. And at one point, we will probably, maybe next week, we can talk about sugar. And yeah, I think that would be a good one, because for me, I'm very careful about the sugar intake that I personally have. And that's mainly because of what I went through. Sugar is cancerous food. So I stay away from sugar as much as possible, personally.
Probably one of the most toxic substances that you can put in your body, and it really just damages in so many different ways. So if I can take a vitamin C supplement, or like having that vitamin C combined with our bone broth, it's a much better route to be able to get what your body needs. Yes, absolutely boost immunity, but without the sugar. And yes, no one's saying don't eat an orange, but the amount of oranges you'd have to eat to get the vitamin C that we can get in one supplement pill, it's night and day.
And then to just go a little bit further with that, now it's, yes, there's all kinds of vitamins out there. You want to make sure it's quality, because a lot of the ones that are out there, they may not be vegetable capsules and they may have fillers in there. So it's quality is huge. So for instance, like, because this, again, like what Rachael was saying, we're taking the vitamin C and we're putting it into a concentrated form, into a powder, right? This goes with spices, like turmeric, for instance, right? So many people are taking turmeric capsules for a reason, because you get a lot more in a concentrated form without all the extra, like, well, with vitamin C, for instance, without like the extra sugar, right? So you're getting exactly what your body needs rather than putting other things in your body along with it. So that's the other thing to take a look at.
Absolutely. And in terms of the quality, because similar to taking the 12 other pill bottles in the past, never tested. You never know exactly the potency of what you're getting. It might say something on the label that's not the same that's in that pill or that capsule. And I know for me personally, I took them because you're supposed to supplement. Never really felt any difference. If I took them or I didn't take them, I couldn't tell. With Isagenix, which is a highly reputable company that goes through third-party testing for everything to look at not only that what you're putting on the label is actually what you're getting and ingesting, but that there aren't any pesticides or herbicides or other microbials or things that are getting into the product. And then I absolutely notice the difference. And if I don't take my vitamins, I can tell my energy is different. I can tell my stress levels are different.
More cravings.
The quality is working, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the, and it's funny because, like, speaking of Isagenix, Robin asked, I'd like to know what your regular diet is, as you are so fit. So thank you. And Isagenix is a big part of my diet. It's really one of the things that I know I have every morning. I make sure I have my shake, and it's a protein meal replacement shake that's very high quality. And then I have other, like, you talked about immune boost, immunity and boosting your immune system, which I'm like a huge, that's all I talk about, especially during these times. And we did an immune boosting video a few weeks back. You can always look at IGTV and YouTube and find that video. But we have actually an immune booster that's made from various mushrooms that are very high quality, and so I put that in there. I put the greens in there. I put all the things in there. And then, of course, I live a healthy lifestyle, and I know Rachael does too. We do 80% healthy foods, organic. For me personally, I think you're pretty much the same, right? You do organic. And then 20% treating myself, right? And then, of course, working out, because that's a part of it. Not killing myself working out like I used to, but just doing the workouts that I enjoy. And they are vigorous, but you got to find what's good for you, right? But yeah, I mean, if you'd like, Robin, to have a conversation around that, either one of us, we're both health coaches, and that's what we do. So if you want to take your health and well-being to the next level, you can reach out to either one of us around it.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of it's what you don't know until you're informed, until you really find the solution that works for your body. And I know both of us had been invested in our health long before we even found out about Isagenix. Yep. But it seems like the amount of effort and time that we were putting into it certainly wasn't getting the results or the bang for our buck that we realized once we had Isagenix, which is the tipping point to realize that it has to be a good quality supplement. It has to be a good quality food line. It has to be a great quality or a great community support, because even if you want to make changes on your own, sometimes having that accountability and team and community to be there and stand behind you and reinforce that we're all in this together, we're all trying to create healthier lives for each other, goes so far.
Absolutely. Yeah, so that's our talk around omegas and vitamins and how they are crucial for our body. And yeah, how are you dealing with corona problem? Is it worse in your place? I don't know where you're located, Robin. I'm in San Diego, and Rachel's in Colorado Springs. So for me personally, I'm sure there's cases out here. I'm all about immune system. That's what I do. Just be careful who you're around and boost your immune system, and don't have fear. That's like my biggest, what I tell people. I'm like, do not get into fear mode, because that's going to actually stop your immune system from functioning, period. So that's what I share with people when they do ask me how we're dealing with Corona, and just wash your hands.
I absolutely agree. I think do your part, remain socially distanced, wear your mask, wash your hands, absolutely keep your immune system, and wash the fear, because you're right, that just sparks cortisol. It gets you into a state of mind that the immune system naturally will lower and be taxed. And so if you are exposed to something, the ability to fight off just becomes that much less. And to just try our best to live within some new normal guidelines and regulations, but don't stop living completely.
Absolutely. That's pretty much it, unless anyone else has other questions. And like we said, if you are looking to take your health and well-being to the next level, we would love to support you in that. We both are very passionate about this, and you can reach out to either of us. And honestly, we have a whole new upgraded company at this point that I'm super excited to try the new products that are supposed to be only 1 gram of sugar. I'm still blown away by that. I can't wait.
I tried it.
Yeah? Is it good? Oh my God.
From the old one, they've absolutely reformulated it. 1 gram of sugar,
Amazing.
all whole blend, organic produce being used to make the shakes with the same high quality protein, same excellent, wonderful, healthy fats. It's just, they've raised the nacho, raised the level, kicked it up a notch, raised the level.
Next level, right?
Above and beyond what you couldn't even imagine could have been better. It is better. They're always on the cutting edge of nutritional science to make sure we are putting the absolute best that we know of and are humanly able to put together into our bodies with ease.
Yeah.
So it's great.
And we'll talk more about vitamins and different things that we learned about a couple weeks ago. But yeah, I had a bite of the bar today. I saw Kelly earlier. I had a bite of the bar and it was good. I was like, wow, this is really good. So yeah, I'm super excited. We can definitely talk more around that. And but yeah, next week we'll talk about sugar.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right, awesome. Well, if there's no other questions, we'll complete it now, and till next. Yep, looks like we're good to go. Well, thank you all so much for watching. Again, reach out to us if you do have questions, and till next time.
See you.
Bye.